And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Leo. Welcome to Quick Play Tarot. My name is Coy, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a set of quick announcements, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification button. That way, when uploads are made, you can see what the stars are trying to say to you. Also, if you're interested, individual reads are back up and open. Either message or email me directly. Link is on main, and we'll set it up, okay? So, Leo, what are we looking at in this round of reads? This is going to be your one-to-one read for the month of September. One-to-ones are a style of reading that I do with person A over here, person B over here, and trying to examine everything that's going on in between. So, two major caveats is a style of read. The first, although they get the label of love reads a lot because of the more direct and encompassing details that happen between the parties, I refuse that label. It's not always lovely, right? That's the easiest way that I put it. We talk about everything at this table, and I don't always make the false or ever make the false guarantee that it's just always going to be rainbow and sunshine. I don't do that. Real tarot is real life, and I like to think I'm good enough to talk about the real stuff. So that's first. And the second, it ain't always got to be about love. Promise you. It could be a friend, family member, coworker, someone you just met, right? Just the most prevalent relationship that's happening right now and what's going on in between those two people, right? So as a preamble to the read, Leo, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, when it gets difficult, understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or mislead you. Trust me, I got 12 signs to work with, and none of the time to lie to any of them. Instead, we lay all our cards out on the table. And good or bad, come rain or sunshine, we talk about it because at the end of the day, tarot is a conversation, just an energetic one. Yeah. So follow along with me in your read today, Leo, your one-to-one read, and let's see what the cards say. You're going to be over here. Your person's going to be over here. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, for Leo in this one-to-one read between them and their person. Show the cards we need to see, please, between Leo and their person in this one-to-one read today. Ooh. Well, that did come out in the reverse, so I'll take that. I'll have that on your side, the Page of Cups in the reverse. And on their end, I mean, that's definitely hinging on something, but I'll tell why in a second. And on their person's end, what are we looking towards? Lovers. I mean, sometimes it's just how it is, Leo. And Lovers here, I lessen the intensity of the light again, just so that, especially because this deck has more glare on it. Even in the opening, I'm looking at two parties where one wants more than the other, and it's sounding like they want more than you do. The only reason I'm saying that, Leo, is because you have a page, but not only that, it's a Page of Cups. Normally, it's the realization of gratitude, right? The being grateful for what we have, taking stock of what's important. And in the reverse, I don't want to say it's a temper tantrum, but the emotional equivalency is not the same as the Lovers, right, on their side. So what's happening here, I'm not saying that you don't have feelings for this person, but what I am saying is that there's emotional imbalance or inequivalency. Whoever you're connecting to, they're imagining long haul, everything of what that would entail for you to interact and be, in that relationship, in that dynamic together. On your end, it's a page. And again, I'm not sign bashing, but truth be told, I gotta call out what I see on the board, right? Does this look like it matches this? One sippy cup, the journey of a lifetime, right? They're not equivalent. And so I don't know what's having you dissatisfied in this connection, but it also seems like you're not vocalizing that. And this person, I'm not entirely sure that they know, but to them, a lot of the stuff that you're seeing as an inconvenience or things that might turn into something bigger, in the worst way, they're saying these are the easy parts. right? They're looking at a much bigger picture and wanting to invest in that with you. So I'm more concerned of when you have a person, having their energy and communication with you, and they're saying, "This is how I feel. This is what I'm imagining for the long haul," and then whatever's going on is making you have. And again, I hate the term, but this is the easiest way I can translate it, right? Linguistically, is a temper tantrum. What is causing this disconnect? Because I would normally expect there to be either completely matching energies, right? One up, or completely, conflicting energies, one against the other. Here, they're kind of matching, but not enough in either direction. This one is way up here, and this one is just kind of somewhere. Okay, so that is your opening between you and them. Let's look at fronts and backs. Fronts and backs in this read, where the backs is what gets left out, left to the side, left to the wayside. The fronts being what's being most directly communicated in between both parties. So those are cards that you need us to see, please, for Leo in this one-to-one read between them and their person. Between Leo and their person, what's going on here? Oh, that's a break. Why are we breaking? What's being said and what's being left in the unsaid? Okay, we're going to start over here with you, Leo. The Page of Wands. Okay, so you're trying to maintain a healthy optimism, even if it's not directly communicated out loud. And the Nine of Wands. You have a right to feel that way. The idea of putting in effort time and time again and feeling like we're not getting much of anywhere. On their end, what's being directly communicated? The Seven of Pentacles. Right? That this is how it is right now. And they're saying, no matter the difficulty, this is what I feel. Let me see what's hiding in the back. Six of Wands. Oh no. Six of Wands, a card of victory, admiration, and recognition. Yeah, whatever struggles you're identifying right now, Leo, as your point of discontent, they're saying this is the easiest part between us right now. It really is no other way to explain this. And the reason I'm saying this is because what's being directly communicated, you're focused on the worries, the can we make this work out, the what ifs, and they're saying, well, that's just how it is right now. I think this is on their end, they're completely emotionally secure about whatever you two have. On your end, you're actually starting to become kind of frustrated with it. So there is this inequivalency or this imbalance that I don't think either of you are seeing it from the other person's side. That's the first. But the second is that for what it's worth, the things that you're trying to communicate as your worries, they've considered that and completely it's not that they have quote unquote brushed it to the side, but they have strongly tried to frame it as, hey, this is part of the process, something I'm willing to work for if that means we can work this out. Right? So it's almost as if every time you see a negative, they have a positive for it. And I think that's probably where a lot of the contention is coming and what's starting to peeve you about the situation. Is that they won't join you in that wave for some odd reason. Okay. Next, define each position between Leo and their person in this read. Show us cards we need to see, please. Between Leo and their person in this one-to-one read today. Yeah, there are growing pains. The Empress. You're trying to bring out the best of you, and in doing so, trying to remember, hey, if they are genuine, then what's making me so uncomfortable about this? So every time they present you with security, what do I need to challenge myself around instead of projecting my most immediate fear about the situation? On their end, the magician, yeah, full intentionality, wanting this to succeed. Whatever it is, whatever person you're connecting with right now, Leo, I think they're bringing out a side of you that feels really challenged in that they're unbelievably secure, and trying to feed off of your dynamic, your energy, what have you. But the more and more you present with worries, the more and more you have to remember, is it what I genuinely feel, or I'm just projecting my fears and wanting to engage in that spiral, that loop, right? Because on their end, it's like every time you present this, they say, yeah, I know. Okay, I heard you. Can we talk about us? There's just so many times I feel that this has happened between you two, and it comes to a point where it's like, okay, am I really insecure about that person, the person that I'm connecting with, or am I insecure about the things that's going on internally, and I have nowhere to echo chamber it? I think the purpose of that is kind of re-amplifying those things, whereas this person is firmly standing and saying, "Yeah, there's no point in us doing that, so why do it?" Okay, underneath it all, judgment. Okay, can we learn the lesson here? Can we learn the lesson? Yeah, this is a big one. Because if we don't get it right, then it's gonna shift, right? Judgment. The reason I'm saying this is there are two major cards that represent things outside of our control in the tarot deck. Eventually, I'll make a video particular on this one, but that's way down the line. Judgment being the second highest of the major arcana before the world, which is the one above all the other major arcana, right? Judgment represents divine timing, intervention, but also the grandiose scheme. What was the lesson, the intentionality to be had here? Because if you don't get it, then we can repeat this process ad nauseum and still not get anywhere. Right? Are we getting the message here and now? And I think right now, even from what I'm seeing, you have somebody who is saying, "Yeah, I want you in my life. I feel totally comfortable and secure in this. I want to imagine what future can look like between us, and I'm willing to accept what it takes." And on your end, it's like the slightest inconvenience is like rattling you. And so the question then becomes, well, if that's the dynamic that you're holding on to, then do you think that that would match whatever this person is trying to lay out with you to? Part of the matter, truth of the matter, I think, are we in love with them, or are we in love with the idea of love? Right? Because this person is saying, I'm the most secure I've ever been. And at least in the bottom in your position, you're actually starting to challenge yourself of being like, okay, if they're not full of BS, then what am I left to sit with? Right? And it's not comfortable, but it is true. Okay. So next, now that we have two parties on the board, both looking at each other, one towards one, let's look at what's happening in between the two. 1, 2, 1. What's going on down the middle? Show us the cards that we need to see, please. What's being shared between both Leo and their person, both parties, in this one-to-one read? What are the cards we need to see, please, for the Leo Collective in this one-to-one read today? Down the middle, we see Page of Swords. Okay. So, observance and hopefully trying to glean lessons and learn things out of it. The Seven of Swords. The worry that everything might not be as it originally appears. Star, card of Aquarius, riding on hope, still following that journey no matter where it takes you. King of Wands, having the capacity to know and do better. And the last, Queen of Pentacles, making the best of what we got and trying to maximize all opportunity where we see it. Are we ready to change? Right? Because if this is the shared energy down the middle, then the only thing that really catches my eye is that Seven of Swords, and that's in the effort of this energy in equivalency that I already mentioned at the beginning, Leo, is that whoever this person is, they're very secure in you, but I think there needs to be a heart-to-heart Are you secure in yourself in regards to this connection? Because if it continues in this way, then it's going to start to foster different feelings underneath that I don't think are compatible between these two parties, no matter how much of the good feelings start to come out. Okay, underneath it all, Nine of Pentacles. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Nine of Pentacles. Normally a card of autonomy and basically having the keys to our own garden, having access to everything that we build from within. It's also a card of separation and individuation. Either we work on us or this does not work out. And that's just where it is. Because I don't think it matters how much this person, reassures you or does the active steps to, make sure they get, that lover's correct between you two. If you aren't willing to, top up or match up that energy, then you both will find yourselves exactly where you should be, just completely separated from each other. Okay. Last, define the major arcana strewn across the table in this read. As we push forward towards resolution, we will start with the Lovers. Yes, the Lovers. Card Gemini. Why? Why are they saying, with no shadow of a doubt, that this Lover's journey is all worth it in the end? Show us cards we need to see, please. For Leo in their read. Cool. Okay. The Lovers, Four of Wands. Very simple. They want to explore what life could look like with you. Cards of relationships. The Four of Wands, easiest way, if you ever heard the phrase at a party, 11-11, make a wish, Four Wands, right? My intentionality, the Two of Wands, and your intentionality, the Two of Wands, create structures and barriers that can be held up between each other, right? And knowing that oftentimes the depiction is people deepening their bond together. Underneath the Magician, Nine of Cups. They want to show and give their best to this. I wonder how long it will last. To the Empress on your side, the Page of Pentacles. Right. Because when I stop feeding into my fears, when I put things into the bigger picture perspective, and I fight back that impulse to just look at things in the wrong way, I'm actually challenging myself to do and be better. Right. That's a great thing, Leo. I think this might be an unfamiliar feeling, at least from what I'm seeing on the board. And that's why you're so tempted to just, look at all the negatives or just, nitpick at it. But I think that every time you challenge yourself and you really, hold back your urge to just, kind of crash and sabotage this, you're starting to notice better aspects of yourself even. So, yeah, I think, again, it's not energy equivalency just yet, but I can say that there is positive development. To the Star, the Hope. Can we move beyond sadness? Okay, Five of Cups. There we go. There's some pain right there. Because I was trying to understand, this doesn't seem like everything... got it. And that explains so much more. The reason why I'm interested in that is because fives are cards of conflict. If you've seen your ATC read or the ATC videos, you would know this. I do this for every sign. The Five of Cups being scarred emotionality. This is deep level regret. And the Star then matching that, you two are trying to fix things between each other. Very simple. Let's just cut out all the superfluous fat. You are trying to fix things between each other. However, one party is fully down for it, trying to engage with it, et cetera, et cetera. The other party is kind of fishing for reasons why it can't work. It's very tempting to fall back into old patterns. Very tempting. But I can't guarantee that this happy-go-lucky energy this person is providing, Leo, will always be there if this is the process that keeps up. Okay? In resolution, The Hangman. Okay, so active observation of something developing over time. Why so? The Ace of Swords. What truth is? Is it all that we're presenting it as? Right? Is on their end, is this a journey I'm still down for? Is something I'm reassessing on your end? Is this really me talking or is it my fears? Right? Then afterwards, what about us? Underneath it all, Knight of Swords. Right. You have to take direct and intentional action towards this. Because what we're left with is only one of two things. Either we're getting it right and we're going to embark on this journey with this person, or we're getting it right in a different direction and it's going to lead to separation. There is no in between. Okay. So that's all I got in your read today, Leo. Quick recap. I kind of jumped forward, but quick recap. On your end, you're trying to fight the urge to nitpick about a situation that you and this other party are trying to fix between each other. They're absolutely, kind of ecstatic about exploring this with you. And on your end, when you do try to fight that urge to basically give into pessimism and nihilism about the entire situation, there's better aspects of yourself coming out. Now, will we follow the road of hope or will we follow the road of ruin? One or the other. It cannot be both. That's all I got in your read today, Leo. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, I know it's not easy because it's so tempting to just look at all the worst going on, but it's at least, and I'm kind of agreeing with whatever your person is saying, Leo, this might be the easiest part right now. How do we engage in fighting against our fears to sabotage everything before it even starts? See you around, okay? Take care.